I was recently making this project and utilised arrows a lot, and therefore I thought I would make a little blog about them and where I used them. First of all, the arrow tool in Composer is super useful. It can be found in the Author tab and consists of a normal linear arrow, a circular arrow, and a corner arrow. When using the linear arrow, you select the start and end points. You are placing it in 3D, and therefore it is best not to just drop it anywhere, as any rotation of the viewport will mean it's likely to be in the wrong place. Therefore, you want to detect curves. You can do this by holding Alt and hovering over faces or edges. It is worth zooming in and making sure you get the right edge or face though. Even if it's not in the correct place, as long as it's facing in the right direction, then we can move it easily into the right place with the Translate and Rotate tools. Once in the correct place, we can then change the properties to make it look like we want, and also change the size with the yellow pins in the graphics area. Be careful not to move the red pins, as these move the arrow's start and end location to wherever you drop it. As with everything in Composer, make a style so you can reduce your workload later. The circular arrows are similar, but you don't need to hold Alt while finding the edges, as this is the first click you do, and the second is the length along that axis. A nice tool in the circular arrow is the flat option. Unticking this will turn your arrow into a more 3D arrow. Again, changing the yellow dots in the graphics area will change the size and the shape of the arrow, with the red dots being a bit easier to control this time to control the length of the arrow. All of these options are kept in the Properties pane, and for circular arrows I do actually find it easier in here rather than the graphical version, because there is so much adaptability to these circular arrows. All these values can be modified in the timeline as well, so you can create some cool animating arrows to really give a good sense of direction. Some more advanced uses of arrows in this project was for these part numbers. Arrows can have text inlaid into them. This text can't be linked to properties like labels or callouts can, but is great if you just want simple written text. I like the control that the arrow gives me in terms of feeling a bit more 3D than the labels, and therefore I hide away any evidence of the arrow section, such as setting the extremity to none and hiding the border and setting the opacity to 255. I can then come down and input my text. If I save this as a quick style and unselect the text option in the Styles workshop of this new style, I can quickly have a note attached to my geometry, which looks great when moving around in 3D. Not as readable as labels, but for animations or certain 2D aspects, a nice option to have. My last little trick for arrows is with the linear arrows. We often get asked whether we can stop them being parallel to the screen. The answer is currently a no. Instead, what I tend to do is make an arrow in a vector editing software such as Adobe Illustrator or the free program called Inkscape. Export this as an SVG, and in Composer reorientate normal to the face I want to place the arrow on, and add a vector image, and within the file path of this image point at my arrow SVG. This is then a 2D arrow that acts like a piece of geometry and does not stay parallel to the screen. This can then be moved using the transform tools as well, and can be animated to move like any other piece of geometry.